Right now at 5, the search is on for a shooting suspect in Madison while the mayor searches for action to prevent future violence.
From out west, we learned some basic details about who may have killed 10 people in a grocery store, prompting President Biden to address the nation.
Plus, the state will get the COVID relief money, but who should decide how Wisconsin spends it?
This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. Police are still searching for the suspect in last night's shelter shooting in Madison.
They shared these pictures with us and his name, Ronald Stevens. Madison police think he shot someone at the men's homeless shelter on 1st Street last night. Do not approach Stevens if you see him, police say. He may be armed and should be considered dangerous.
Now, police and outside investigators really aren't telling us much about exactly what happened inside that shelter, either before or after police arrived.
But Madison's mayor is talking and stressing 2 key points. Jamie Perez joins us live on the east side with more. Jamie?
Well, Porchlight staff told me that they are working to make sure that the shelter is back open to guests and staff tonight. And there are still a lot of unanswered questions today. But earlier today, I did speak with Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, who says that even though the shooting last night didn't end up in a death, she is still hoping that it is a call for action at the state and federal level.
Really grateful that we didn't have any more people injured in the process.
A shooting at Madison's temporary men's shelter that left 1 person in the hospital left Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway feeling disheartened, especially after 2 recent mass shootings getting national attention.
We desperately need our state and federal government to take action to stem the torrent of cheap and available handguns that are on our streets.
Rhodes Conway didn't know if Madison Shelter has admission protocols or safety checks to prevent people from bringing guns in, but she is sure that she wants to work to fix that issue going forward.
This did not have to happen, and if the individual did not have access to a firearm, this would be a different situation.
Rhodes Conway said she wants to work with local community shelters and partners to increase security after last night's incident, and hopes that people do not tie this into the struggles our homeless neighbors deal with.
I really am asking people to resist the urge to use this isolated incident to equate homelessness with criminality. We have seen that shelters in Madison have been safely run and operated for decades, thanks to the dedication and hard work of our nonprofit partners.
Madison police said that at this time they are not searching for any additional suspects, but if anybody out there has any information that can help them in their investigation, you are asked to call the Madison Police Department.
Jamie, thank you. Tonight we also know who police believe shot and killed 10 people at a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, identifying him as 21-year-old Ahmad Alisa. Prosecutors charged him with 10 counts of first-degree murder. Police say he used an AR-15 to shoot his victims, including 51-year-old Officer Eric Talley, a father of 7. Officer Talley joined the Boulder Police Department in 2010.
He's a very kind man, and he didn't have to go into policing. He had a profession before this, but he felt a higher calling, and he was willing to die to protect others.
Police haven't announced a motive, but they are looking into whether Alyssa was suffering from some type of mental illness at the time. Monday's attack was the 7th mass killing in the U.S. this year.
Just a week ago today, 8 people were shot and killed across the Atlanta area. That, plus the Colorado shooting, has President Biden calling on Congress to act now. President Biden says the Senate should pass 2 House bills that would close loopholes in the background check system. Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee addressed Monday's deadly mass shooting in Colorado during a previously scheduled hearing on gun violence.
Inaction has made this horror completely predictable. Inaction by this Congress makes us complicit.
Every time there's a shooting, we play this ridiculous theater where this committee gets together and proposes a bunch of laws that would do nothing to stop these murders.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer promised to bring the legislation to the Senate floor, but we don't know yet if it has enough votes to pass. Flags across the country will fly at half-staff this week out of respect for the shooting victims. The flags will stay that way through sunset on Saturday.
What was assumed last week is confirmed tonight. Kevin Doyle's body is the one search crews pulled from a Rock County lake last week. Doyle, 66 years old, went for a walk around Bowers Lake in Milton and never came home. Divers found his dog's bodies the next day and recovered a man's body on Friday. The medical examiner did not release a cause of death because further tests need to happen first. A dreary day out there. Some possible scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms yet tonight. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Gary's got the umbrella out on the weather patio. Gary?
Wisconsin right now, the showers lifting to the north. No lightning so far. That's all farther to the south and west across parts of eastern and southern Iowa. But as we look at high-resolution radar, there are some heavier showers south of Madison lifting northward. Rainfall amounts from here on out through probably about this time tomorrow, probably in the half-inch to inch range over much of southern Wisconsin. The inch amounts will be in areas that do pick up a thunderstorm. Otherwise, high temperatures topped out in the mid-50s to around 60 before the rain started. Now those temperatures are in the lower to middle 50s, and they'll hold nearly steady overnight. By tomorrow morning, we'll only be down to around 50 with showers and isolated thunderstorms tonight. Tomorrow will be breezy and mild, just not as mild as today with a high of 54, and we'll see some scattered showers, but it will turn cooler for Thursday and Friday. I'll have more details and weather in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. Nearly 1.5 million Wisconsinites have received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine, while 15%, or over 874,000 residents, have completed the vaccination series. And in Dane County, over 92,000 people are fully vaccinated.
UW-Madison helping boost those Dane County numbers. Chancellor Rebecca Blank and other UW system leaders touring the COVID-19 vaccine clinic at the Nicholas Recreation Center on campus today. UW-Madison says more than 10,000 members of its community have reported getting at least one dose of a vaccine, either from the campus clinic or elsewhere. Those who become fully vaccinated will no longer have to follow campus surveillance testing and will get an exemption through the Safer Badgers app.
We've taken you inside many of these community clinics, but there are some people who simply can't get to one.
What we're trying to do is just make sure that we're providing as much access to the vaccine as possible. But our focus, because we specialize in home care, is to make sure that we're really getting to those most vulnerable in their homes that can't get the vaccine really any other way.
Care Direct is UW Health's home care affiliate. They care for those who are homebound and require medical services. This week, they received 60 COVID vaccine doses. They hope to receive 60 each week to vaccinate those who are homebound.
Just how effective is the AstraZeneca vaccine? The National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases says the company, quote, may have included outdated information from the U.S. trial, which may have provided an incomplete view of the efficacy data. UW Health participated in the AstraZeneca study.
This is really what you call an unforced error, because the fact is, this is very likely a very good vaccine.
AstraZeneca says it will work to provide the most up-to-date data to regulators. The pharmaceutical company is expected to apply for emergency use authorization in the U.S. in the coming weeks.
Johnson & Johnson will likely fall short of its goal to have 20 million COVID-19 vaccine doses ready in March. The company will have about 4 million doses ready to be shipped this week. That's also far short of the 37 million doses initially laid out in its federal contract. Officials say Johnson & Johnson could still issue millions more of its doses in the days following the March deadline. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is easing its guidelines for those who are fully vaccinated. The CDC says fully vaccinated people can visit people who have not gotten the vaccine without restrictions, but they suggest that the visits be limited. The CDC advises that people still wear a mask if you're with an unvaccinated family or friend, and if that person is older, pregnant, or at an increased risk of severe illness. Masks are also encouraged if two unvaccinated households are gathering together. Health officials consider people fully vaccinated once 2 weeks have passed since receiving the second vaccine dose.
It has been 11 years now since President Obama signed the Affordable Care Act into law, but Governor Tony Evers says Wisconsin has to do more. Joe Biden was vice president back in 2010, played a major role in the health care reform plan. Governor Evers says says the ACA has impacted a lot of people in Wisconsin. But in his budget, the governor included the Badger Care expansion, which will allow tens of thousands more to receive coverage, and he says will save tax dollars.
Expanding Badger Care in the state would result in a savings of $1.6 billion over the next 2 years. And let me restate that. $1.6 billion over the next 2 years. An overwhelming majority of folks in our state support this expansion. They agree healthcare shouldn't be a privilege afforded by only the healthy and the wealthy. It's time to get this done.
President Biden is encouraging people to get insurance at healthcare.gov during the special enrollment period related to the pandemic. The governor has already promised to veto it, but that didn't stop the Assembly and Senate from voting to take more control of federal COVID funding.
The Senate passed that bill earlier today. Naomi Coles has more from the Assembly.
Wisconsin has $3.2 billion COVID relief dollars coming its way that the governor can decide how to use. The Assembly is still debating that bill that would give state Republicans more oversight over that money. The bill would put in place a 14-day review process with the legislature's budget committee controlled by Republicans, effectively giving them veto power over the governor's plans. Democrats say managing the funds isn't the lawmakers' job.
Yet the Democrats want to have a piggy bank where they can choose to give the money with no oversight, no transparency, no ability to judge whether or not it's the best decision until after the money's already out the door.
The public health management of a pandemic belongs in the executive branch. They have the professionals and the agencies there. And so to us, it's not really a political question.
Under current law, the legislature doesn't have any say in how the governor distributes the federal funds. Last week, the governor said he plans to prioritize that $3.2 billion fund for small businesses, child care, tourism, and public health. At the Capitol for News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
Thank you, Naomi. That $3.2 billion is specifically targeted for the state. There's about $2.5 billion more targeted for local governments. It's probably not the best day for it today, but Dane County leaders want you to use their parks as often as you can. The Healthy Parks, Healthy You campaign is focusing on the health benefits of using the parks. The 3-year partnership combines Dean Health Plan, SSM Health, the Foundation for Dane County Parks, and Dane County Parks. County Executive Joe Parisi says during the pandemic, the parks have seen record use.
Last year, we saw a 25% increase in the use of Dane County parks, from about 3 million visits a year up to 4 million visits a year. And this just demonstrates how important parks are for our hearts and our souls and our minds, just to be able to get out and get some fresh air and get some exercise. There are so many benefits.
And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the trial date has been set for the former Minneapolis police officer charged in the death of George Floyd. And coming up next hour on News 3 Now at 6, how 2 bills passed in the state Senate could provide more business for bars, restaurants, and grocery stores. That's at 6. And the markets in Tuesday trading, seeing red. The Dow tumbling more than 308 points. The Nasdaq falls 150, and the S&P is down 30. We'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of suspense, beginning with NCIS, followed by FBI and FBI Most Wanted. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
There are endless ways to see the world. But when it comes to actually getting there and experiencing every soul-changing corner of it, there's only one. The Jeep Cherokee.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 84 months or $4,750 total cash allowance on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-531-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really? Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-531-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-531-4499.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan or for checkups only. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to get your free information kit. Call now.
Tonight at 6, Wisconsin Republicans are set to vote on taking federal COVID relief spending power away from the governor. And we're looking into how long it could take Wisconsin's tourism industry to recover from the coronavirus pandemic.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A jury has been seated for the trial of a former Minneapolis police officer in George Floyd's death, with opening statements set for March 29th. The final juror was chosen today, more than 2 weeks after the process began. Attorneys and the judge worked through more than 100 people, dismissing most because they acknowledged strong views about an incident that was captured on bystander video and shook the nation. Derek Chauvin is charged with murder and manslaughter in the May 25th death of George Floyd, a black man who was declared dead after Chauvin, who is white, pressed his knee against Floyd's neck for about 9 minutes.
A massive rescue operation is underway across Australia's east coast after the worst flooding in more than 50 years has swallowed up neighborhoods. Days of potential downpours have swept away homes and rivers have burst their banks. The National Weather Agency there has posted severe weather warnings in every mainland state or territory but one, affecting about 10 million people in this nation of 25 million across an area the size of Alaska.
Unfortunately, some weather conditions have worsened, and those weather conditions are likely to worsen during the day. So many communities will experience increasing heavy rainfall, and as we advised yesterday, about 18,000 people have been evacuated, and regrettably we have warnings now for an additional 15,000 people that may need to be evacuated.
The good news is no deaths have been reported.
That is good news. Let's get a check on our weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is here, and the rain is falling on this Tuesday night, Gary.
It is, but they're not torrential downpours, and I don't think we'll have too much in the way of problems with flooding, maybe just some lowland flooding if areas get over an inch of rain. But you can see three things you need to know in our forecast. Those showers are going to continue through tomorrow. We'll even see a few isolated thunderstorms tonight. Breezy tonight and tomorrow, but those winds will be mainly out of the south and southeast, keeping our temperatures in the 50s overnight and in the middle 50s for high temperatures tomorrow. But we'll turn cooler with high temperatures back into the 40s for Thursday and Friday. 24-hour precipitation estimates, about 1/4 of an inch or less Madison northward, 1/4 to 1/2 inch over much of southwestern Wisconsin, amounts over far southwestern Wisconsin, northwestern Illinois in the 1/2 inch to 1 inch range. And you can see there's one surge of heavier showers that's now moving through Monroe, Janesville, just south of Madison over toward Verona and westward toward Lone Rock, and then a little bit of a break behind that, but we'll widen out the radar perspective. And then there's an area of showers and thunderstorms that are lifting northward through Iowa into northeastern Iowa and eventually into southern Wisconsin later on tonight. Severe weather outlook, a marginal risk for an isolated thunderstorm that could produce a brief tornado or some strong winds over southern Iowa. By the time those storms reach us, it'll be later on tonight, and the severe weather threat should be very minimal. As far as rainfall amounts from here on out, probably looking at an additional ½ inch to an inch of rain across much of southern Wisconsin. Again, that's taking into account the rain that's already falling here, and then that next batch that's surging in from the south and west, and then a few scattered showers overnight into the day tomorrow. You can see this weather system developing to our south and to our west. It's kind of spun up right near Omaha, Nebraska, just to the south, but the air kind of spiraling into it as the jet stream dips and then spins up the storm right through the middle part of the nation. Very typical for a storm system this time of year. So we look at the current weather map. There's that low pressure system. You can see how it's brought in mild air into southern Iowa, wrapping around the storm system. The cold air on the south side of the storm is now coming in from the southwest. So the whole storm system getting wrapped up. Eventually, that'll kind of choke off all the energy, and the storm system will weaken as it pushes off to the east over the next couple of days. But zooming into our part of the Midwest, there's a stationary front to our north. Not much of a temperature contrast along that front, but it is providing the focus for those showers and eventually even a couple of thunderstorms. Farther to the northwest, where winds are mainly out of the northeast, those temperatures are mainly in the 40s, even a few places in the upper 30s. Compared to 24 hours ago, though, our temperature is down a little bit just because we lost the sunshine. And as we check out the 6 to 10-day temperature outlook, looking for below or above normal temperatures through the northern part of the country, with below normal temperature or below normal precipitation out to the west, as it looks like we're going to get into a quiet weather pattern as we start into the month of April. So for tonight, look for a low of only 50 degrees. We'll see some showers, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms, and it will remain breezy. For tomorrow, the high temperature at 54, so not quite as mild as today. We did hit 60 earlier before the rain started, and we'll see some off and on scattered showers. On future track, the batch of rain moving northward, then the second round of showers and thunderstorms overnight. Tomorrow during the day, just a few scattered showers. Tomorrow night, we'll probably see some areas of fog form, and then the next batch of showers arrives during the day on Thursday. Rainfall amounts, again, about a ½ inch to an inch over much of southern Wisconsin through tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures turn cooler. Rain showers could mix with a few flakes of snow before ending Thursday night. Same thing Friday night and Saturday night. Could see a mixture of rain and snow. Rain during the day on Saturday. Temperatures pretty seasonal next week with some showers on Tuesday and perhaps a slight chance of a shower on Wednesday. As we check out first warn traffic, the rain slowing traffic down on the Beltline. We're seeing some slowdowns, especially in the eastbound direction. They're starting to lessen a little bit as traffic starts to lighten up, and we're still seeing travel times just a little bit above average. 17 minutes on the eastbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate, 15 minutes going back in the westbound direction, 26 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990 from the Beltline southward to Sauk City on US 12. From Middleton, it'll take you 16 minutes, and downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151. It's a 19-minute commute. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. More to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, we'll tell you the outlook for the future of tourism in Wisconsin. It's ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Over 10 years ago, we made a promise to redefine everything a truck can be. And while we've made good on that promise by winning back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards, the work is never done.
During Ram Truck Month, hurry in and get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus $4,000 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500. Visit ram.com and see your local Ram dealer today.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
You expect students to make a mess in schools, but the superintendent, under Deb Kerr's leadership, the Brown Deer School District was a financial mess. Kerr's district's accounts were overdrawn by $500,000, slamming her district with late fees. And instead of firing the employee responsible, he was given paid leave, costing taxpayers $136,000 more to pay him to do nothing. Scandals, cover-ups, taxpayer money wasted. Deb Kerr, the wrong choice for state school superintendent.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, if you were driving around Wisconsin Dells last weekend, you would have seen big crowds, busy hotels, and a resort town largely back to normal. But looks can be deceiving, and looking into the numbers proves that. Travel Wisconsin says 2019 was a record year for state tourism. More than 100 million people visited the Badger State, bringing in $22 billion in revenue. Oxford Economics projects the tourism industry isn't going to see numbers like that again until at least 2024.
We are focused on that recovery. We've been waiting for this for a year, and we're doing our best to make sure those restaurants, those bars, those tourism attractions, those hotels are here for the long haul.
We'll hear more from Craig and tell you what Wisconsin Dells is expecting as it braces for more spring break crowds this weekend. That's coming up tonight at 6.
And start saving now for your summer road trip. Analysts say $3 a gallon gas is coming. The price of gas has been on a tear lately, going up every day for the past 47 days. National average now $2.89 a gallon. Expected to reach $3 by Memorial Day. Right now in Wisconsin, the average is $2.66 a gallon, but they say don't blame Washington. Experts say the surge has nothing to do with federal energy policy. Instead, it's about increases in demand as people start driving again, coupled with cuts in production by frackers and OPEC. The Packers have re-signed cornerback Kevin King. Reports say it's a one-year deal worth $6 million. The 25-year-old has spent his whole career in Green Bay. In his 4 seasons with the Packers, he has 6 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery, along with 168 total tackles in 1 rough day against Tom Brady. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
Wild Easttown Honda is Wisconsin's Dealer of the Year. Save with 0% financing for up to 60 months on over 400 new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
You wouldn't pour OJ this way. And you don't have to pour paint this way either. Try Dutch Boy Platinum Plus paint in the twist and pour container with a built-in spout. Easy to hold, open, and pour. Only at Menards. Dutch Boy paints make transforming your world easy.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
Joan knows that harnessing renewable energy today like we're doing leads to a healthier planet tomorrow.
Joe fights for fair wages for working families because he comes from one.
Joe Parisi apoya programas que mantienen a adultos de edad avanzada libres de caídas y seguros en casa.
Thank you, Joe, for all you do for all of us workers.
Gracias, Joe, por considerar a personas de todas las edades.
Thank you, Joe, for believing there's a better, cleaner way to power the county.
Every child, no matter their zip code, should have access to a great public education. As a former teacher and superintendent, I know what it takes. I've led schools to high student achievement, I've expanded preschool, and I've balanced budgets. My opponent can't be trusted. She's backed by Scott Walker, and she tried to cover up a $500,000 financial scandal. Our kids deserve better. I'm Jill Underly. As state superintendent, I'll always do what's best for our kids.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
At Wild Easttown Honda, lease a new all-wheel drive HRV for $189. That's $189 and absolutely zero due at signing. Save on over 400 new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, new details on the 21-year-old suspect implicated in yesterday's mass shooting at a Colorado supermarket and what the father of the slain police officer is saying about his heroic son. Plus, backlash tonight over a plan to rescue the U.S. Postal Service, how new cost-cutting measures could slow down the speed of your mail, and how a handyman with a heart of gold gave the ultimate gift to a customer in need. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And before we leave you tonight at 5, a final check with Gary.
Well, the rain is moving through much of southern Wisconsin, the first batch anyway. Some showers and thunderstorms to our southwest across southern Iowa, lifting northward. We'll see those later on tonight. But expect rain to continue for much of the evening. Temperatures are in the lower 50s. They're going to stay nearly steady overnight. Look for a low of about 50 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, breezy, not quite as mild, the high 54. We'll see some scattered showers. Temperatures will turn a little cooler for Thursday and Friday. Maybe the rain mixing with a few flakes of snow at night.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News for Now at 6. The CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.